Welcome back. The next phase of the FM orientation session. Now, next agenda point, FM exam format. That we have already covered, but quickly review. Section A, OT questions, 15 OT Qs, each having 20 marks, total 30 marks. Section B, objective test OTQs, 3 cases, 5 OT cases, 5 OT questions for each case, 30 marks. And section C, CRQs, 2 constructive response questions, including calculation and theory. Calculation and theory as well. In more detail, section A and B type question. With section A and B type question, that's 60% of the question. It's about multiple choice, multiple response, more than one response, blanks, drag and drop down list, hotspot, hot areas. That's a point. Constructive response question, you need a good command for 2 things, spreadsheet function and drafting technique. We need to practice for drafting technique as well as the Excel function as well. So with our course, we will very much emphasize to cover the theoretical area with section C of the drafting and A and B areas as well. Now come on. Students, now the next important point. Listen carefully. For the success of any project in your life, for the success of any project, what I personally think, there are 4 important variables you need to consider. 4 important variables. Number 1, and these are soft elements. Number 1, self-confidence. That's yes, I can do that. Self-confidence. Number 2, motivation, courage. Continuously motivate yourself. Don't depress. Second point. Self-confidence, motivation. Second point. Third point, avoid negativity. Always positive. Think in a positive manner. And fourth one, discipline. Discipline. Have to develop right strategy and be strict. For right strategy means you have to develop right approach. You have to develop right approach. So for the FM studies, the important point is that you have to develop right approach. For example, assume that you are a pilot of this aircraft and now it's time to land this aircraft. It's a time for landing. So now it's time for landing. What the first point that should click in your brain, that what is the right approach to land with this runway, with this point at the runway. Right approach, because if you develop the wrong approach for landing, it may happen, which means if you are not able to develop right approach for exam preparation of FM, the aircraft will crash. That means you will not be able to qualify exam. So for this, you need to develop right approach. Sir, how to develop the right approach? That right approach, for right approaches, only one rule to develop right approach. Always develop your strategy, preparation strategy according to examiner expectation. Whatever examiner expecting to you, prepare your subject accordingly. That's the point. So let's discuss Sir, how to develop right strategy for FM preparation according to the examiner expectation. The very first point for your motivation, the FM latest last 5 attempts passing rate is almost 50%. 50%. So this is your motivation factor, that 50% almost chance that you will qualify your exam. You will pass your exam, the 50% chance. So just develop a strategy in a way the examiner expect, and be strict, well disciplined. Okay, so what's the examiner expectation? Listen carefully. The first expectation. Normally student ask, sir, with 100 marks question, how much part theory and how much part calculation? How much part theory, how much part calculation? Or what is the weightage of the subject in terms of calculation and theory? I will answer this question with 2 steps. Number one, some of the topics or subjects are calculation based theory. Calculation based theory. For example, ratios and analysis. For example, variance and analysis. So these topics are calculation, ratios calculation, analysis theory, calculation based theory, variance, analysis, calculation based theory. But some subjects are theoretical based calculation. Means the base structure is theory, calculations are supportive. So FM subject is actually theoretical based calculation. If a subject is theoretical based calculation, so do reply me. Is this relevance? Is this question relevant? How much calculation, how much theory? But for the sake of your satisfaction, almost 60 to 65%, sometimes 70% of the entire paper, it's about theory. Minimum, you have to develop your mindset. 60 to 65% you will face theory, either with section A, B, or C. If you face, for example, 50% theory, you are safe. But what if you just focus or prepare or invest your time 30% theory and 70% calculation, and then go for exam where you face that 60% theory and 40% calculation, will you be able to respond the answer according to the examiner expectation? Answer me. Definitely not. So theoretical base calculation paper, 60 to 65% it's about theory and rest of the part calculation. So if you are planning to invest, let's suppose 100 hours for next 10 weeks, 100 hours for next 10 weeks. So do invest your time with the proportion of 60-65% theory, 30-35% calculation. If you prepare with this strategy, automatically you will be able to pass your exam because your strategy according to the examiner expectation. So your strategy, exam approach according to examiner expectation, and you must be very much disciplined and committed. That's a point. Now next point. If we really wanted to develop approach according to the examiner expectation, we need to identify what are the reason of the failures, and also need to cover also need to discuss how to cover these challenges. These are examiner comments. Number one, examiner or marker or examining team reply that one of the failure reason is that from the marking of the question we observe that students not practice the question good enough. In fact, not a quality practice. Do quality practice, not quantity. Sir, should I do BPP, Kaplan, and education of practice? All these things. Do it. The answer is yes, do it, but in a qualitative manner. For example, theory, it's not just about reading. It's about practice of drafting technique. You people more emphasize practice on calculation, least concern about practice of theory. Ask yourself how much time you invest for calculation, practicing with calculation, and how much time you invest for drafting. The weightage is not equal. So you just read the theory, but in exam, it's not about the exam for reading, it's about the drafting. Same for section A and B, you don't do quality practice. What is the meaning of quality practice? We will discuss in later part within the syllabus. Quality practice means if you, for example, if you are attempting some MCQ, OTQs, if something falls, you need to think why it's false. If you choose out of 4 any one, why not other 3? Why not other 3? So reason-based study is a quality study. Drafting techniques practice is a quality practice. Number 1, quality practice. Number 2, poor time management in the exam. Poor time management. Number 3, just attempt with your comfort. How much you part attempt? Sir, I have done whatever I can do. It's not the answer. You have to attempt all part of the question. Make sure. Not explaining the answer as expected by examiner. Weak in theory. Lack of sufficient knowledge. I started my lecture with the terminology 100% compulsory, 100% compulsory paper. You don't have any option to leave any part of the syllabus. Either you are interested or not, you have to cover all syllabus area. Panic in the exam. If something hard, you are panic. You're nervous. That's the reason. Many students just read the solution of the question. They do not try to read every part of the question by that. Means when you are preparing your studies, for example, if you are attempting some revision question, part A calculation, part B theory. You have done part A calculation, but part B theory, even you don't properly understand what is the requirement and expect by examiner, just quickly read the solution. Means examiner complaining here without proper understanding what's the requirement, quickly read the solution. This is not the quality practice. How to overcome the reasons of the failure, means how to overcome these challenges. If you overcome these challenges, automatically you will be on track according to the examiner expectation. Practice or simulate the exam paper. What is the meaning of simulate? We will discuss later. Practice quality practice, calculation practice with drafting practice, OTQs practice with reasonings. This is quality. Weightage of preparation. Weightage means if you are investing time for calculation, so your paper will more about theory. So more than equal You need to 55 to 60% to theory, 45 to 50% for calculation. Weightage. Practice with time management means take out, for example, if I'm assigning one question to you, 20 marks. So you say that 20 marks multiplied by 1.8 minutes for each mark. So for example, you have 36 minutes. Lock the timer. Assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. Avoid all distraction means switch off your mobile. Open the system. Start attempt. And attempt both calculation and theory. For example, at the end of 36 minutes, you just able to attempt 80% of the question. No worries. At first time 80%, second time 83%, third time 92%, at exam 100%. Automatically you will be able to handle how to manage the time. If you are attempting with this exam simulation manner, as I discussed earlier or discussed just before this point, lock the timer and attempt the things, you will be able to practice attempts all part of the question. Drafting techniques, explaining the answer. I will also provide support how to draft the answer. Cover entire syllabus. Be honest. Cover entire syllabus. Not to panic in exam. I will provide you the guidance that how to handle the hard aspect, and if you are facing some hard aspect of the question, don't panic. First cover the easy part, and how to handle the hard part we will cover later part. Not to panic. Carefully read the requirement and then try to self attempt first before referring any solution. You have to attempt self attempt question. Evaluate your position. That's important. So that is all about how to develop right strategy for the preparation of FM and to qualify the exam by first attempt. Sir, what are the FM study and practice material? Number one, if you registered with me, you will get entire syllabus course notes, and I will also share some suggested answers for theory and calculation. Suggested answer means for section C, especially drafting answers available in revision kit or ACCA Education Hub, not with the student caliber, but the model answers. Even the past paper answer are the model answers, not the student caliber answer. For all three section areas, that's business finance, investment appraisal, and working capital. For all three areas, examiner examining the theory area, I have designed some suggested answer. That's student caliber theoretical answer. Student caliber some calculation based answer. That's definitely will support you, because we will provide you the lessons, provide you the guidance that how much theory you need to write according to the marking scheme. So that's about the suggested answer. I will definitely share with you. Past paper question bank by students, Kaplan study text or Education Hub study material. Any one you need to cover, either Kaplan study text or Education Hub study material. Either you can read the BBP as well, no issue. Kaplan kit for section A, B questions. For section A, B questions. Sir, what about C questions? I will tell you with the next slide. Next slide. These are the past papers. 10 past papers 10 past papers available with the CB format, including mock exams. Means, for example, if you are going for December 23 mock exam will publish 3 weeks before the exam. Okay, so available. Some of the practice material include full exam questions, including the mocks. ACCA published mocks with the full exam question, but some of the questions only with the section C. So that's why section C, good enough questions with ACCA material, with some available with the CB format, some available with the PDF format. The past paper which are not available with the CB format, I will share you in with the PDF format. Some available with the CB format, but right side, these 7 questions are 7 past paper not available with the CB format. I will share you with the PDF format. For section C, these are good enough questions. You don't need to go for Kaplan, BPP, and it's your wish either to attempt Education Hub questions or not. But this is good enough. But yes, for section AB, with quality practice, you can work both with Kaplan, BBB, Study Hub, others as well. I will add other aspects, other questions as well. How the session with Hussain Qazi execute, how the FM session with Hussain Qazi execute. Total course designed with 100 hours, pre-recorded lectures, preparation hours 80, that's 7 weeks, revision hours 22 weeks. We will regularly meet Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. plus 5 GMT, and where I will evaluate your position and I will assign you the targets for the next week. So you have to follow my roadmap. That's important. So students who have already registered with me already have the roadmap. Follow the roadmap, and I will also provide some assignments to you which you need to submit through email or the WhatsApp group. We have a regularly weekly session 5:30 p.m. Sunday plus 5 GMT. WhatsApp classroom supports for all registered students. You can submit the assignment through my email. I will share the email on the WhatsApp group for registered students. Students, 4 steps for the success of AFM with first sittings. Number 1, get 100% knowledge plus exam technique. Get the knowledge and exam techniques with well-disciplined aspect. You need to self-attempt the questions, whatever I'm providing you. Get the regular feedbacks from the tutor and enhance your performance. If we suggest some reading material, read the notes or the suggested articles. Attempt the assignment mocks. Believe me, based on these steps, you will be able to pass exam with first sitting. You have total 10 weeks. The course based on 10 weeks, 7 for preparation, 2 for quick revision practice, and the last week about the revision and mock exams. These 2 pictures is not made through Photoshop. It's not artificial. It's, if you observe these pictures, that's all about power of belief, self-confidence. If you believe that you can do that, you will be able to do anything in the world. Human is not able to fly, but human being has made the aircrafts. Human being is not able to run at the floor of the sea, but human being has made the ships, giant ships, and more examples. So we and you are human beings, the best creation of God Allah. So believe yourself, you will be able to qualify your exam. Let's start the journey with us. the success ahead, inshallah. Thank you very much about today's session. If you have any question, you can ask me. The recorded session is over. If you wanted to register us, do contact us 0092-321-827-1784 on the WhatsApp, and visit our website www.husseinkazi.com. Thank you very much.